Oh, crap. That hurt. I am going to need Sam to mute yourself, please.
I cannot be muted.
All right, cool. Hey guys, I just don't know how to mute Sam. Sam, don't do it mad at me, Sam, but I'm not sure who Sam is. So, but we have an awesome team. So, yeah, I don't know who Sam is, but Sam, hey, just because I can't see your face. Apparently we are players, says Cody. Hi, Sam. Okay. Sam is on the phone and he cannot be muted. So you'll just have to be a good boy because I can mute everybody else. What? I'm not a player. Everybody else is? That's fine. I know you're a mess. So I know we're recording, which is so anti anything that, all right, if that's you and if it's Sam, I'm going to, can you please mute your phone? Because I can hear you. Yeah, if they're on your phone, can you just press mute or something? I don't know. I would really appreciate it. So as everyone is jumping on, I am super excited. I wanted to go into a little bit more detail about the video that was shared today before Cody takes over and we all just never want to get off because he's hilarious and really good. Oh, and I bought a new notebook today, so we're christening it with this call because I'm a nerd and I love notebooks. So when Beachbody decides to change things, they put a lot of thought into it. It's not something that they just throw out there. And what they've realized is, and you guys know this because we've talked about it, we seem to see business and volume spikes around product launches. And in the past, we can go, oh gosh, this is going to be a big payday, or this is going to be great because we have something new to offer our customers, right? It's always exciting. You're like, oh, everyone gets all jazzed up about it. We get excited to have a new challenge, to have something new for our like fitness freaks who always want the new thing. Well, so I tried to explain in my video earlier and I shared, they actually shared on YouTube, so you guys can go find the videos about a couple of the things that were announced. And some of these things will be announced in breaking news, and they'll elaborate even more at your local Super Saturdays. Don't think that, oh my gosh, Lauren sucked at explaining that, because I did. I'm going to try to do better. Basically, like my son's playing games right now. Every once in a while, he'll come to me and be like, Mom, I just really want an Xbox video card because there's this game I want to do and I want to buy this extra stuff and get these men. And he wants the extras. He wants to go into this, this new world or, whatever. He wants a little bit of spending money because he wants to take his gaming to the next level, his game. Okay, so that's what Beachbody has realized is that people, like with Netflix or any kind of platform that you have, you might want to go on there and purchase the extras, or you might want to have a VIP behind the scenes look at the next program coming out. So they're giving us options and they're creating this VIP experience. So when a new program launches, so it won't be available for us for a while, when a new program launches, there is going to be a little icon. I'm not sure what it's going to look like because it's kind of vague today. You are going to be able to unlock the next program early. And I'm talking like early. You know how 80-Day Obsession started back in November, December? Was it December? I think it was, where challenge pack sales were going on and you could get equipment and you could do the accessory bundles. They realized that was really smart to go ahead and offer as something to share about the next program, the next thing coming. But they're also going to be able to offer that VIP experience for everybody who's like, I'm very impatient and I want to try it now. So you'll be able to be a VIP and go ahead and click on that link, add that to your account. But in the same way, we're now going to have two sides of Beachbody On Demand. There's going to be the fitness side and there's going to be the nutrition side. The nutrition side is like programs like 2B Mindset, where there's no fitness program associated with it, where it's videos where you don't have to have Beachbody On Demand. You can just purchase the 2B Mindset program on its own. And it's the videos, the accountability, the support, the meal plans and everything, but that's a nutrition tab. So with that, you have to understand we can't say all access anymore because it's not all access. Because if we say all access, we imply that you get Beachbody On Demand and 2B Mindset. So the lingo is going to change. We'll be able to say annual Beachbody On Demand, but we won't be able to say all access without going, wait a minute, it's really not all access. And no, you don't get the VIP experience. That's something that's additional. So I tried very hard to kind of reiterate what Michael has said. I tried to share the video. I tried to do all the hacks and everything and video the video. I was just tired. So I was like, forget it. I'll just go live and explain to you guys just a little bit. So, excuse me, I already posted the graphic on our team page. That is kind of pretty. Anyway, it's a Gerber Daisy. That was pretty. We have, let's see if I can get all this. We have the Beachbody bars coming out. Why can't I remember what I'm trying to say right now? The name of it. It's like Beach Bar. Yeah, there it is. Beach Bar. The Beach Bars are coming out April 6th, 7th. So that's really exciting. Then we have 2B Mindset coming out May 2nd. There is going to be a Spanish language program coming out. Didn't say the name of it. Didn't say anything more. That's kind of cool. Then you guys have Super Saturday events in your local area, April 7th and 8th, that weekend, where they're going to go over more of this stuff in detail, probably tease the new program that they teased today. If you saw Joel Freeman's Instagram, and I posted it on our team page, he is probably going to be headlining the newest program coming out June 11th, right before Summit. So that's going to be the big thing. That is probably going to be the first program that they offer this VIP experience to. So, and then they said that VIP experience will be, well, happy anniversary, will be available starting in July. So it's going to all roll out. It's going to be exciting, but we've got to start to learn how to talk about these things. Stephanie Richardson, my coach, is in the 2B Mindset test group. So she has already talked about how she knows what to say, how to share, and she's excited to be able to share with all of our teams about how we can market this. So that's really exciting. So, okay, without further ado, I'm going to be quiet and let Cody come on, and I'll mute my line. And I'm not going to spoil or tell you what we kind of talked about tonight, because I'm sure he'll do a great job of calling me out. And yeah.
Listen, there's nothing for me to call you out on. But I tell you what, because I have my lights on, I'm going to go ahead and move them a little bit because I feel like you can't. I've been in a bit of a cut, so you can't see my cheekbones as well as I'd like.
You're so vain. Where's Carly Simon right now?
I was like, no, the song's just about me.
That's good.
Actually, you probably can't see this right now, but I shaved. I just got home from the gym and I showered. And I feel like I got some razor burn right now. But I shaved with a straight razor.
Where's your Baby Gap shirt?
Where's my what?
Your Baby Gap shirt.
I'm wearing it. Look at that. Just look at those sleeves. Just painted on. Yeah. Not a big deal.
That red plaid shirt, it was like.
Nell was not impressed. Nell's like, I don't even care. Get to the point, Cody. Don't even act like I know you. Don't even care. Jackie is just lounging. She doesn't. She could have zero.
See, you made Nell laugh.
Twyla. I know another Twyla. You're like number 2 that I know, which is pretty amazing because from Oklahoma. That's a Southern name. Karen with a C and an I. Is it Karen or is it Serene? Karen? Yeah,
It's
okay. I was like, if it's Serene, that's even more interesting. Hello, everyone. I'm not going to go through everyone's names because some of y'all have really basic names. So I'm just going to have to deal with that. Listen, my name is Cody. Calm down. All right, let's chat. Some of y'all know me, some of you don't. For those that you don't know me, my name is Cody. I'm a coach, consultant, blah, 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 blah. Really, at the end of the day, I'm a guy who believes relentlessly in your potential. That's my spiel. Every time I come on, that's what I do. So Lauren asked me to come on your guys' team page again. I was like, God, damn it, Lauren, it's like 8 o'clock. My kids are just going to bed, but I'll come hang out because I like you and I like your team. You guys were fun last time. So let's have another conversation. You guys were very gracious. We stayed on the phone really long last time. It felt like middle school, you know, like when you meet for the first time and you're like, you hang up first. No, you hang up first. Are you still there? Okay, well, you hang up. That's what it felt like a little bit. It felt like we bonded. It felt like we had a little connection here. So I'm excited for tonight. So tonight, listen, I'm so excited about this. That was when a phone had a cord. Listen, I had one of those phones that was, it was a skeleton phone. It was see-through, had the lights in it. I don't know if you know, you probably don't know nothing about that, but I had that with like an 8-foot cord that could go to my bed because I was kind of a baller. It was 6th grade. It was, you know, it's like things were pretty free back in 95. It was a pretty free time. So anyways, I also had a lot of Pogs. I was kind of known for my Pog collection, but we're not here to talk about that either. But let me just tell you, I mean, I could slam it. That's all I'm saying. I had big slammers. That's all. Some of y'all don't even know. Tonight we're going to talk about motivation. One, what to do when motivation fades. Oh, and if you see like some sort of weird thing over here and you're like, what in the hell is that? That's Kayla. Yeah. She wanted to be on this team call tonight. So I was like, fine, you can come be with me and all of my girlfriends. It's not a big deal.
She stayed up late for us.
Yep. All right. So let's talk about what happens when motivation fades, right? Because if you're anything like me or you're anything like anyone else in the world, we are inundated with a bunch of motivational everything from Gary Vee to Tony Robbins to the really cool quotes some of you post. I love them. They're really great. I mean, just the hang in there babies and all the other things that help motivate us to really not do anything with our life. But gosh dang it, you're just encouraging and I appreciate it. So let's talk about motivation and let's talk about maybe why it's not the best thing for us in terms of looking towards how to find sustainable solutions and moving our business forward, moving our lives forward, moving our fitness forward, because after all, we are in this. Why? Hashtag for the gains, not just physical gains, although you should be looking to get in better physical shape because you do represent a fitness brand. So if you're not looking to get in better physical shape, you should probably go sell Monat or something. I don't know. But at any rate, gains financially, gains relationally, gains personally. I'm a hashtag do it for the gains with a Z because I'm kind of hip. You're free to use an S. But I use a Z because I'm kind of hip. So we do it for the gains, right? We joined this because, or I say you joined this because I know you wanted to make more money, but I also know you joined this because you wanted to get in better shape. I also know that you joined this because you're busy, because everybody who joins Beachbody is a little bit busy, right? That's why we like at-home workouts. That's why we like connecting with people, because at the end of the day, you all have a very, very unique story. You want to get that story out to the world. You feel like you're connected to your buyer or your audience or your coach, whatever you want to call them, your client, whatever, your market. All of you. I've not met a single Beachbody coach who doesn't care about people. So I can say across the board that all of you want to make a difference. That's why we're here. And you're fortunate that you get to do that, like getting in shape and getting a 6-pack and getting ripped and, you know, being able to show off your summer bod. Awesome. Cool. Do your thing. I get it. I do the same thing. But what happens when coaches aren't closing, when you got people on your team that literally just, I mean, you can't motivate them for anything. Like they started and they're like, oh, I'm going to change the world. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to be diamond in a week. And then literally they just like ghost you. Well, I'm just not motivated right now. Or they start out real strong 6 months into it. They're like, life is just, it's cupcake season. And because of that, I'm busy because I've got that. And then I've also got laziness. It's a thing. It's just a thing I do. Right. And so there's a million excuses. Kids got stuff. Spouses got stuff. My 9 to 5 has things. And I'm just not motivated anymore. We hear that a lot. I can't find my motivation. I'm not motivated. I'm not motivated to work out. I'm not motivated to show up at work. I'm not motivated in my relationship. I want to make more money, but I thought this was going to be a lot easier. I hear that more than anything. Well, I was told I just need to get in shape and, I would get paid to share my authentic, true self. I mean, if that's the case, sign me up. If I can just talk about myself all day and people are going to pay me for that? No, that's not how it works. Your job is to lead. Now, with leadership comes some motivation, but motivation in a very, very different way, in a very strategic way, in terms of coaching and development. Okay, so we need to understand the difference between the two. Motivation, let's talk about it real quick. So motivation is nothing more than a dopamine hit. That's all it is. Okay, so Cody, what is dopamine? Well, I'm really glad you asked. Listen, so within the brain, we have different neurotransmitters, right? So we have dopamine, we have oxytocin, we have serotonin, we have all of these different receptors in our brain that help us to regulate what is good, what is pleasurable, what is bad, and what to avoid, what to go towards. Dopamine is the one that we are the most used to, right? So dopamine is our main trigger system for pleasure, okay? So it's basically the neurotransmitter that gets pushed by reward-driven behavior, right? So for some of you, you're really looking for the next big thing that's going to break your business. And so you're thinking to yourself, you know what? I'm going to download this free opt-in. I'm going to buy this course. I'm going to jump into this course. And I say that like I run a course for Beachbody coaches. So, whatever. But you opt into a course, you opt into some sort of free training, you opt into some sort of webinar, you opt into some sort of lead magnet, which is basically just a download. It's going to tell me how to grow my group effectively. Oh, it's going to tell me how to run Facebook ads like a boss, right? And you download it. And when you download it, you get the dopamine hit so you don't do shit with it. You're like, well, I got it. I'm not really motivated to do anything. You know why people post that they're going to lose weight at the beginning of the year and then they stay fat? You know why that is? And calm down. When I say fat, don't get offended by that. It literally just means that your body's composed of more fat than it is muscle. Everybody gets offended when I say fat. I used to be fat. It's just a thing. Okay? Stop taking it personal. Why is that? Well, because they got the dopamine hit by everybody saying, oh my gosh, yes, you go. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait for your journey. Everybody felt good about it. Everybody felt, thank you. Hell yeah, I'm going to do it. I don't really have a plan. I don't really have a system. I don't really know what the hell I'm doing. And then what happens? November, December comes around. I mean, Becky, you're still overweight. I don't know what happened. If there's a Becky, I'm not talking to you. Calm down. Okay, Becky, calm down. This is why you spend money on Amazon. Too much. Excuse me, there's a knock on the door. It might be the Lord making his way into my heart. Oh, no, it's 5-year-old. Dang it. They sound similar. They're very close, but they're different, right? Because I can control one of them. So, at any rate, let's move backwards. Let's come back. Amazon spending is the same way. Some of you have shopping problems. I do. It's a problem. But it's not because I'm in control. But every time I buy something, even if it's a $5 add-on item, I get the dopamine hit. Right? Some of y'all worry about making money a lot. So what do? When you feel like you don't have enough money, you go spend money. Why? It's a dopamine trigger. I don't have enough money. I'm always stressed out about money. Well, then why the hell are you spending so much? You're spending so much because you want the dopamine hit, because the dopamine hit is how you feel in control. Same reason. Let's not get into this, but let's just touch on it, which is going to feel weird that I said that, pushing into what I'm about to say. This is the reason people get addicted to pornography. Because they get addicted to the dopamine hit. They want the instant gratification, which is the problem because the brain releases serotonin and oxytocin when you're in a romantic relationship, but when you watch things on the screen, it's dopamine. So then your brain can't react to somebody that's in front of you because it's so focused on reacting to dopamine. And so now that's why we have so many marital issues as a result of that kind of stuff. So, but that's not why we're here. We're here about Beachbody, right? So at any rate, posting with no action. This is why you eat sugar as well. You want the dopamine hit. It feels so satisfying, even though you feel like shit afterwards, right? Carbs are the same way. I love carbs. Listen, I love them. I had Mexican tonight. It was awesome. But it was also a leg day. Calm down. I need the caloric replenishment. But this is why we stay addicted to sugar, because we're used to the dopamine hits, okay? So the problem comes in this. And you're wondering, like, God, this is a rabbit trail. Where are you going with this? Watch this. I was a pastor for 12 years. Watch how I turn this shit around. Watch. You ready? Watch this. This is where you're all going to tithe. Or get saved. One of the two. If you're already saved, you're going to tithe. If you're not, get saved. Everyone is in a process of over dopamine hits. Why? Because we live in a world of instant gratifications. You post something, you are triggered by likes, comments, and shares. That's why you're constantly finding yourself scrolling. That's why you're constantly finding yourself buying stuff on Amazon Prime. That's why you constantly push yourself towards the wrong things, because everybody is instant gratification, right? That's why people are looking to like really odd supplements to lose weight. That's why people are looking to really odd supplements to make money so fast. That's why people are looking to really unhealthy ways to find instant romance. Like, everybody is interested in what is immediate. Nobody is interested in a long game play anymore, right? So what happens when we are overstimulated with dopamine, right? And then we cannot get enough dopamine. Why? Because when you start over triggering, the same with serotonin, your body produces less of it. It's not like your body just catches up and says, well, I got to produce more dopamine. No, it just doesn't produce any at all. So what happens with that? Lack of motivation, fatigue, addictive behavior, mood swings, and memory loss, right? Some of you are like, man, I just can't remember much. Why don't you take 14 days and get off social media as much? Just focus on producing content and stop consuming content. Okay, Cody, but we're talking about motivation here, not my brain chemistry. I understand that. But you got to stay with me here, okay? Got to stay with me. How do we focus on becoming results-driven rather than reward-driven? That is the ultimate question. Because what we're talking about right now is, I'm not saying for you, but for many in this industry, you are reward-driven in your business. You want the instant things, and when they don't come fast, you become unmotivated. Well, I didn't hit diamond fast enough. I'm just not motivated anymore. Well, I'm not ranking up. I'm not hitting volume like I wanted to. I don't have those elite points. I'm not hitting success. I'm just not really motivated anymore. Really? Well, what that tells me is your why, W-H-Y, was not very strong on the entering into this business. Because I'm here to tell you, I don't know what you've been told. And I'm going to assume that you have not been sold a bill of goods, because I don't learn really well. Guys, entrepreneurship, building a business, I mean, the motivation is the fact that you get to live the life that you're creating. And it doesn't happen fast. It is a slow burn. It's a long game play. And it's filled with more losses than it is wins. And we can't get really romantic about that. Like, it just is what it is. There's nothing fast about building a business. Not unless you're some sort of social media influencer, in which case you've probably already got business built. It's a long game play. Some of you are going to pivot, right? We talked about this in another call. Some of you guys are going to pivot. And what's going to happen? You're going to pivot and you're going to start showing up like a leader. You're going to start posting like a coach would, right? You go to my page, everything is coaching. My personal page. What is under those eyes? Is that football? Baseball. Okay. Just got in the mascara? I don't know. It's fine. Listen. No, it's not a thing. It's fine. Nice. All right. There's nothing fast about it. You're going to take more losses than you take wins. Okay. And the only thing that is going to keep you going, again, is knowing that you are pushing forward in the original plan that you had. It's going to take a lot of recalibration. It's going to take a lot of pivoting, right? So again, some of y'all are pivoting into being leaders. Some of y'all are pivoting into being actual coaches and trying to coach people into health and wellness, which I think is really badass. Good for you. I will never knock anybody for trying to help others become better versions of themselves. I think it's awesome. I will knock you if you're not getting in better shape over 6 months to a year. I'll knock you on that. But that's only because I love you. And you should be a product of the product. But you'll pivot, and guess what happens? Everybody throws middle fingers up at you. Anybody had that happen? Not necessarily like middle fingers. Okay, calm down. But they're like, oh, who was this? Oh, I don't know if this is you. This is kind of weird. I don't really know if I trust this, right? So we get unmotivated. Well, I don't have an audience anymore. Nobody believes what I'm doing. Well, find a new audience. You need to be motivated to do that? Or do you want to build a business? Because if you want to build a business, you just build a business. You don't wait for it to like feel good. It's just a thing. Some of you guys are waiting so long on like the vision or like the audience or like the niche and all these other things. Really, you should just be moving the needle forward. Start showing up as a leader and start posting as a leader. Start posting in ways that people will connect with you. They'll know what you believe. They'll know what you stand on. They'll know your morals. They'll know what is right for you and what is wrong for you, even though I don't really believe in right or wrong, because I just think they're moral propositions. But what is useful for you and what's not useful for you, what's beneficial, what's not beneficial, what moves you forward, what doesn't move you forward. Well, I'm not seeing the results that I thought I would see by now. I'm just not really motivated. Well, yeah, but before you started, you were addicted to caffeine, eating 80 grams of sugar a day, just eating total trash. And you were sitting there, you didn't even move. And now, because you're not getting the same results as Becky Sue, who was already a marathon runner, she just kind of let herself go because she broke her leg, right? But she's back in the saddle now, so she's making quicker results because your muscle has memory, and you're kind of trying to compare yourself to Becky because, you're in the same lane. I'm just not really motivated. You can't do that. Some of you aren't motivated because you're comparing where you are to where Lauren is. Well, yeah, I mean, it's easy for Lauren to say. I mean, look at her. She's sitting on her high horse. I don't know if you say that. If you do, shame on you. But you're comparing somebody who's been in this business for years, and you've been in this for 30 months, and you're like, I just want to throw in the towel. I'm not 5-star yet. I'm not motivated. How do we become properly motivated? We get addicted to the journey. We become addicted to the process. We create powerful daily habits that allow us the opportunity to show up as the leader that we envision ourselves to be down the road in the present. There is no someday for you. You understand that? There is no someday for you. And if you think there is, you're arrogant. Nobody knows what tomorrow will bring. And tomorrow is legitimately just another repeat of today if you don't do shit differently. You will stay overweight. You will stay broke. You will stay unmotivated. You'll stay a victim. You will stay a lot of things because today is just Groundhog Day if you don't change. If you don't get incredibly clear on who you're becoming. You can't serve anyone until you understand who it is that you're becoming. Because when you know who it is that you're becoming, that will be motivation enough for you to move forward every single day. When you develop powerful daily habits like reading and journaling and speaking your affirmations and stepping into them and speaking the gratitude over your day of the things that you have. Some of y'all focus on so much on what you don't have and you're not motivated. This is how it's always going to be. Well, yeah, with that attitude, absolutely. What do you want? What do you want? When we talk about motivation, what do you want? And are you going to bleed for it? Because if you're not, don't tell me that you want it because you don't. What you want is excuses. What you want is people to feel sorry for you. What you want is people to justify why you stay small. I don't mean physically small, because I know with Beachbody, that is the ultimate goal. But I mean emotionally and goal-oriented small. You have to have a very, very clear vision on what you want, why you want it, what changes when you get it, who's impacted by it. You got to know all of these questions before you jump into anything. Or else you're going to be relying on dopamine hits of motivation to keep you going, because you don't have enough motivation internally to keep going. Also, you don't have accountability. You don't have accountability. I mean, you might say you're open to accountability, but you're really not. Because you don't want to have to say, I really haven't been doing what I said I would do. I really haven't been doing my daily vitals. I have not been showing up in my diet like I said I would. I haven't been working out as hard as I could have been. Like, we don't want the accountability. That's why there's 19 people on this call. Out of the hundreds that were invited. You can talk a big game all damn day long. But you're talking in a room by yourself. You know why I surround myself with people who are doing bigger things than I am, and I make myself the small guy? I mean, I am 5'6", so I'm kind of the small guy anywhere, which is why I focus on getting wider. But you know why I surround myself with more successful people? I want that accountability. I want that accountability. You brought up that I was short today? I mean, more like vertically, like, I'm like average height. Of an it's fine. It's not a big deal. You have to have accountability. I say this all the time. Part of the reason that maybe you don't move forward is because you're hanging out with the same dumbass people that you've always hung out with. And I don't mean that rudely. I'm sure they're nice. And I'm sure you appreciate them, and that's fine. But if they don't understand what you're doing, back. Are we back? Give me a thumbs up. It's not me because I'm not hosting the call.
I'm about to tell Jackson to get off the Xbox.
Yeah, using that band. Please tell him to not take up my bandwidth. That'd be really phenomenal. I'm the alpha. So you need accountability. So maybe you're surrounding yourself with the same people who don't understand. They're good people, but they don't understand what you're doing. They're not supportive of what you're doing. You feel embarrassed to talk about what it is that you're doing. They don't have ideas on how you can grow and expand your business, not physically, but you understand. Maybe it might be time to level up your circle. Okay. And also, massive, consistent action. This goes back to the daily habits, right? Daily habits. So what should motivate you? What should motivate you is what you want long game. Do you want to win? What is the win? And by that, I don't mean like small wins. Like, what do you want for your life? That's the game. The game is not every 90 days. Those are quarters, but the game is your life. What do you want? And from there, now we can break it up into small bite-sized chunks that we call years, that then we call quarters, right? Like, we're almost done with Q1 right now. End of this month, we're done with quarter one. Then we push into quarter two. How are you coming along with those quarter one goals? Did you set quarter one goals? Did you set quarter one goals physically, financially, emotionally, relationally, personally? Did you set goals? And who held you accountable to hit those goals? And were they big enough for you to be a little bit scared? You know what else motivates me? Stats. Now listen, I talk in terms of like sports a lot, but think of it because we talk about goals a lot, right? But you have to know your stats as a player, as a coach. You got to know, okay, who's my audience? Who's in the stands right now? Who's paying attention to what I'm doing? How are they interacting? What are they interacting to? What type of content is deliverable to people? What kind of content is measurable to people? What does not get engagement? What not only gets engagement, but also gets response in terms of conversion to challenges and coaches? Like, what is my sweet spot? Because I don't want to keep running plays that don't work. So what is the sweet spot for you, and how can you continue to move forward? How can you continue to move the ball forward down the field? Stop with the plays that don't work anymore. Focus on your strengths. Obviously, strengthen your weaknesses, because I'm not one to say just let your weaknesses be by themselves. No, that'll cost you the game. But make sure that you are really coming into an understanding of what your strengths are and then where you can bolster up your weaknesses, right? What's your conversion rate? What's your close rate? Do you know? How many people do you reach out to a week? How many of them are closing? How many of them are converting into challenges? And how many of those are converting into coaches? Those are your percentages. Those are your stats. If you don't know that, you do not take your business seriously. If you can't tell me that, you don't take your business seriously. If you give me a 30-day side-by-side of you 30 days ago and you today, and there's not a difference, you do not take your business seriously. Damn, he said that? Yeah, I said that. Because it's not personal. I'm not talking about who you are as a person. Not at all. You're probably awesome. I don't know. You might not be, but you probably are. You're on Lauren's team. But this is professional. You're representing a workout brand and supplements. You should be progressing, not regressing. When I see you guys keep pushing into challenges saying, really got off the bandwagon these last couple of weeks, really looking forward to jumping right back in, got to gain back all the weight that I lost. Are you fucking kidding me? This is why nobody takes you seriously, because you don't take yourself seriously. I'm just, I don't want to post progress pics yet because I'm still in phase. I'm still finding my rhythm. Are you? You should know that we are so dopamine driven because Beachbody comes out with a new program like every 3 days. I mean, got one coming out in Spanish. I'm going to have one coming out in sign language. Going to have one coming out in, I don't know what. And that's all well and good. I asked a coach today, it's like, why do you need so many? I'm literally running a program that's older than I am. Why y'all need programs every freaking quarter? Y'all that bored? Y'all just don't know how to do shit? No. It's because our culture is addicted to dopamine and everybody needs that motivation of a new program. You know what your motivation should be? To know every program well enough to know what to put new people on, to know how to program for people. You should know your business well enough. Your motivation should be that every person you come in contact with, you can tell them exactly what supplements would serve them powerfully and why. But my guess is most of us don't know the active ingredients in any of our damn products. You just don't. So we talk about motivation. We talk about how we're not motivated, but really you didn't start. You kind of, we talk about swimming. Some of us dip our toes in the water, but we didn't really jump in. Because if you jumped in, your ass would learn how to swim real fast. You know why my business has become so successful, and we're just getting started. I didn't have a plan B. I quit my job and jumped all in. Drained my savings account, drained my 401k, actually a 403b because I was in ministry, but drained my retirement, went all in. Am I saying you should do the same thing? I don't know. Listen, Beachbody cannot guarantee any income, blah, 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 blah. I don't work for Beachbody, but I know disclaimers really well. But I'm saying until you bleed for it, you won't take it seriously. Until you've got active skin in the game, you're always going to be looking for motivation. Because it's always going to be the thing that you can keep saying is a side hustle. The thing that you can keep saying is a side biz. Part-time hustle. But that's why you're not making the gains that you want financially. That's why you're not making the gains in your team. That's why you're not making the gains in your fitness, because you're treating your body like your business, and you're half-assing your body like you're half-assing your business. Damn, Cody, you're not as funny or nice as you were last time. I'm just bringing a different message because this is what a coach does. So a coach is all about accountability. A coach is here to always, like, I'm smiling because I'm on your side. I'm on your team. I want you to win. That's all I want. But in order for you to win, it's not always nice. You know what doesn't move the ball forward? Nice. Right? Like, I'm not here to tell you you look pretty in a dress when it doesn't fit. That's not nice. Or that is nice, but that's not truth. Doesn't help you. That sets you up to fail. That sets you up to be embarrassed. That sets you up to be ridiculed. I don't want any of those things for you. That's just a metaphor, by the way. Motivation? What do you want? How bad do you want it? And until you're willing to bleed for it, you're going to keep looking for the next Gary V quote, YouTube video, bullshit meme on Facebook that you can share and act like you got all your shit together. Meanwhile, you're just miserable and frustrated because your business isn't growing and your relationship isn't as great as it could be. You still got those extra pounds you haven't lost yet. And, oh, it's just a mess. And you can blame it on the business. But really, it's just because your life's a little out of control because you don't know what you want. That's okay. Until you get really clear on what you want and why, we're going to keep repeating this pattern. How do we stay motivated? Get clear on what you want. Set big goals. Reverse engineer those goals. And push toward them every single day with daily habits that are not sexy. They are not fun. You think I like doing admin? You think I like chasing payments? You think I like following up with leads and creating circular conversations that don't go anywhere for months? I mean, I do because I love people and I love what I get to do, but it's not sexy. You think I like creating graphics for my business? I mean, I had a business that was a graphic design business. Like, I had sold it because I didn't want to do it anymore, and now I do it from a business. Funny, isn't it? Not everything is sexy. Not everything is motivating. You just do this shit because it's your business. It's what you do. It's what you signed up for. Mompreneur, fitpreneur, badass boss babe, all the other bullshit you call yourself. Damn, Cody, you need to calm down. We're laughing. All of us are laughing because you all know somebody that refers to themselves as that. You know, just a mompreneur. You know, just a mompreneur. Just a side hustlepreneur. It's not really big. I don't like to call myself a fitpreneur. I mean, I'm just, you know, fit-ish-preneur is what I like to say because I'm still a work in progress. But yeah. Anyways, remove your need for dopamine. Pull back the things that you're addicted to. You want to know what'll help your business? Stop emotionally spending. Stop emotionally eating. Stop emotionally reacting. Learn to respond. Create powerful daily habits. Because that dopamine hit, it's the same regardless of what the trigger is. It's the same. So it's going to impact your business. And understand, there's a lot of different things we're talking about. Today we're talking about motivation. So with that, I'm going to open this up for Lauren, for questions, for thoughts, curse words. I've said a few. I have not said the F word because I know you were all women of the cloth. And so I mean, the hem garment of Christ, our Lord. That's why I say that. So I've not said the F word. I love Jesus. I just cuss a little.
Sorry.
You hear Kayla back here? I told her she really hit the lottery with me. Lord really blessed her. She just really, really won the jackpot. All right. Questions, thoughts? You can unmute yourself if you have a question. I know this is like 5th grade and we're all new and nobody wants to go first because it's awkward. You don't know how the teacher's going to respond. You're not going to get a ruler across the knuckles if you have a question. Or if you have a question, you can raise your hand and Lauren can unmute you. That might be easier. Or we can not have any questions because all of you know how to run your business 100%. There's no reason for you to even be on this call. Damn, Cody. Savage. He's talking to a mic that's not even on.
So what are you guys reading right now?
What are we bleeding?
Oh my God. Reading, not you. I want them.
I'm like, I'm bleeding results right now. So I'm
Okay, your ego is.
No, but really.
Change your habits, change your life. Awesome. I can't read that. Slight edge, okay. That was one big thing that, okay, Cody literally has, okay, I read that. Cody must have a bookshelf right in front of his computer because he can do this for like 20 minutes. He's like, I've got my books. He reads one a week. But you guys, something that something that I forgot, listening to Girl Wash Your Face as well. What? I don't understand what that means. Is that a book?
It's a Beyonce song.
Audible book.
I love it. That's where a lot of our content comes from. And if we're not constantly putting stuff in our head and we're not constantly getting better and reading and learning, we have nothing to share but the same old. And I'd forgotten that because I got really comfortable in reading my little devotional, and I can share that all day long. But if it's not challenging anybody and it's not sparking like, oh my gosh, it's so good, then who cares? And so even though this, I'm not as cool as Cody, but I want to be kind of cool. So these were all recommended by Cody. Well, not that one, and not.
What is that one?
That's a Lisa Bevere book. It's a.
Oh, Lisa.
Book. Yeah. So I'm reading Lioness Arising right now, but you didn't recommend Copy That Sells. I just wanted to get it, but I must have torn that when I opened it, but
I recommended that one. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying I got so excited when the Amazon envelope came that I literally ripped the book cover off.
Get very excited.
I was very excited. So anyway, these titles don't really make me go, yay, because one of those books is enormous. And that's not my jam, unless it's about like World War II and romance and, don't make that face, Carrie, because I do. Don't make that face either, Cody.
He loves that kind of stuff.
I do too, especially if it has to do with like Nazi Germany, and I don't know. I just think that I like history. Yep. So, but I know that I'm going to be challenged by those. I know I'm going to learn some new stuff. I know I'm going to be able to apply it to my business. I know I'm moving my business forward, and I wouldn't be doing that if I was just reading fluff all day. That's just enjoyment. That's not business building. That's not investing in me and in this team and me as a leader. Mm-hmm. And it was like, yeah, I'm reading. I'm having quiet time. No, you have a hobby and you're doing it for fun. You're not doing it to grow. So I switched that real quick. Got a dopamine hit from hitting Amazon. I was like, one click.
I was like, now you got to read them.
I've started to just leave me alone.
Yeah, so the book, all of you, I would recommend a couple books, but Principles by Ray Dalio.
That's the biggest one.
Yeah, it's a large book, but it is one of the most phenomenal books I've ever read. It's absolutely incredible. It is a large book. Yeah, that's it. But phenomenal read. Miracle Morning, that's great. I base my morning a lot off of Miracle Morning. Relentless, Grace Not Perfection, Failing Forward by Richard Rohr.
Failing Forward.
Jackie Bennett.
What?
Jackie, can you hear me?
Where is she?
Is it by Richard Rohr?
Is that what you're reading right now?
Well, so I know I've met Richard a few times, and that book, when I was walking through a very, very hard season like 3 years ago, that book and a book called How to Survive a Shipwreck by one of my closest friends, Jonathan Martin, who's he's now like a traveling communicator. He was a pastor. He was my pastor. 2 books that were absolutely.
Oh, it's John C. Maxwell.
Oh, John Maxwell, Failing Forward. That's weird. There's 2 books with the same name.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. John's great too. No, he is. He's great.
No, he is. It was just like
I've been to several John Maxwell conferences. I've led some worship whenever John's had a church. Blah blah blah. But that's great. I mean, I don't read a ton of John Maxwell because it all kind of builds off the same thing. But it's good. It's a great book. Fail forward, guys. Take your losses. Count the L.
The other really cool thing that, just to share with you guys, the other cool thing that Cody and I talked about last week was, remember we did that exercise with your 5 things? And then you're writing stories and your beliefs and you're putting your experiences out to the side, and then you have like 5 different categories and endless amounts of your own unique voice and your own copy. Well, we just did a schedule, and if you can read backwards very well. But on Monday, if you can have like a system. So this helps me because I want a checklist. That's my personality. And I want to be doing something every day that's not just predictable, but I want it to be the unsexy stuff, because if I can be consistent, then I feel productive and I know what I need to do that day. And then I get excited. It motivates me to be like, oh, sweet, I'm going to create a post about this. And it makes me stop and think, what the heck do I want to say? And so what? Is it helpful? And so like today was Monday Motivation. I went live. I talked about faith. I did a post about business in another social media platform. And then Tuesday is Tuesday Tips. And I mean, like all day, I'm just like, oh, I have a tip, even on the fly. But I want that to be like a thing that people are starting to expect. It doesn't have to be a tip about fitness. It doesn't have to be a tip about anything predictable. In fact, I don't want it to be. I want it to be something that people are like, oh, shoot, I didn't know she did that. Whoa. I want them to be shocked, and I want them to know she's not just one-sided. She's multifaceted. Then Wednesday is, maybe we talk about workout. We talk about fitness. I'm posting workouts in there occasionally, but not as much, because people already know that about me. I want to grab them with the real life stuff, and then they're going to see like, oh, wow, she's really killing it. What is she doing? And I have had more conversations. I have had more interaction. I've had more real conversations and more connections. And then Thursday, about freedom. What does doing this afford us? Not money. What is it given our family? And Cody said something that I've said for a very long time. I did not just put my toe in the water. I didn't just put my foot in the water. I jumped all in. I didn't have a plan B. I didn't know what a plan B was. This was my plan. And I didn't know what the heck it was. And I didn't have a good why. And I didn't have a good strategy. But I built it along the way. And it changes. And it's the thing that I get to focus on. And now it has afforded us freedom to go and do things that other people cannot. Like go to lunch and go play tennis today and work my business in the mom cracks, #momcrack. Because I didn't go into this thinking, I'm just going to part-time it. No, I went into like, I'm going to do this thing, whatever that means. I'm sorry, Cody, you have your hand raised?
Yeah. We teach our kids to do it, so I'm doing the same thing. Like, don't open your damn mouth without your hand open. I
sure
just
you
kidding.
talk to him that way.
No. Damn's not a word I use. I use other 4-letter words. I'm kidding. Cody, you can't say things like that. Kayla's my conscience, by the way, if you haven't noticed that. Yes, I will say, I know that for some of you, you have full-time jobs. And so this is like a side thing that you do. Here's what I would say to that, because I know some of you are like, yeah, well, I can't go all in because I got a family to provide for, and I got these bills I got to pay, and these bills ain't paying themselves because I ain't married to some like sugar daddy who can just bankroll me all the way. I get it. Listen, I get it. Here's what I also know. This doesn't have to be a full-time business for you, but it damn sure better be a full-time commitment. You cannot side hustle fitness. You can't side hustle results. You can be in your business for a couple hours a day, but you got to show up as a leader 24/7, or it's not believable. You've got to be conscious of what you're putting in your body, what you're eating, what you're drinking, how hard you're working out every single day, all day long. It's not part-time. So while the endeavors of your business in terms of hours spent on the actual business side itself, invites, follow-ups, closings, challenge groups, all the other things that you do, we're looking at back office, all that, that can be part-time. And you can create a really good income part-time in this. But only if your commitment to yourself, to your business, to your growth, and to the growth of your team is full-time. It's the only way it works. Nobody builds a business with a part-time mentality. Whew, I'm about to write that down.
Hey, Cody, look in the chat for me.
Okay.
And can you read what Amy, because this is a very common thing that I think a lot of us feel, hear, see.
Let me look here.
You got it.
Can I figure out why I'm not living till I'm full of this? Amy. Lindsay.
Lindsay's not showing herself.
Oh, that's fine.
Just like she's there.
So let's see here. I don't have anything to, I mean, I have things to write on, but you won't see it. So what we have here is what we would call basically like, some of us in leadership, we suffer from what's called like imposter syndrome. And so imposter syndrome is where we feel like we aren't good enough, like there's something that's not quite aligned in us, right? Like, well, I don't know if I can be this because at home I'm not as like put together as I try to be on social media. I don't know why anybody would follow me. I don't like, there's really, people say there's things about me that are worth following, but I really just don't know if I believe that, right? Like we feel like an imposter if we put anything out. Right? Like I'm trying to, I know I'm becoming this person, but I really don't know. Somewhere there is some sort of comparison towards other people. Somewhere someone made a judgment pass at you, or people made a judgment pass at you, and you allow that to stay and to resonate. Somewhere along the way, you made the decision to create a fixed mindset around your own potential. And so what has to happen, the only way that we can remove this is, one, to get down to what it is that you actually believe. Because there are things about you that you believe that may not be true. You just believe them to be true. Right? You can say, I just don't feel like I'm very pretty. Says who? Who told you that? And why did you believe them? Did media tell you that? Movies? Looking at autumn? What tells you that you're not pretty? The standard by which your business measures beauty? Who tells you you don't have a message to share, right? We have all these imposter syndrome mentalities that take shape. What we have to do is every time one of those thoughts come into our head, we have to write it down. I would encourage you to keep a notebook with you. Write them down and explore, why do I feel this way? Write it down. Okay, but why do I feel this way? Write it down. Okay, but why do I feel this way? Write it down. Ask yourself why 4 or 5 times. And then I want you to draw a line down the middle of the paper. And on the other side of that line, where you're writing all of these things that you believe right now, I want you to write the reciprocal on the other side. I don't feel like I'm worthy of success. I was made in the image of God. I deserve every good and powerful gift that he's allotted anyone else. That if I believe what the Bible says, or if I believe who he says I am, then he is no respecter of persons, and I deserve everything that anybody else ever had. I'm not beautiful. No, I know that my God formed me in my mother's womb before I was ever born, and he had a plan for me, and that plan was to prosper me, to show me hope in a future, and that my best days are ahead of me, because scripturally that's what he tells me. You have to flip everything. The hard part, and I'm only getting spiritual here because I feel like probably everybody's spiritual in here. I just have this feeling. The hard part about insecurity is it's always based on a half-truth. There's enough truth in it to permeate your soul. Devil just has to plant a seed. You'll water it. And I don't care how strong the foundation of your soul is. You ever seen something, a little seed planted in a little crack in concrete? What's it do? It'll bust all that concrete up. And the root system will destroy your entire driveway and sidewalk and street. You got to find those trees and you've got to uproot them. And the beauty is, you always get to plant new trees. If a belief about you no longer serves you, you have permission to uproot it, overthrow it, and destroy it so that new, beautiful life can be presented to you. It's only true because you believe it to be true. Nobody has control over your thoughts or what is possible for your life. You just give them permission. So stop giving people permission to plant seeds that you will water, and start planting your own seeds based on what you know to be true. You start speaking the reciprocal, that right side of the page, you start speaking that over yourself every single morning, because here's what's really interesting about brain chemistry and neurological development and pathways of synapses, where the fatty tissue of the brain creates new ways of thinking. A belief is only a thought that you hold captive for long enough that it becomes permeated into your brain, into your limbic system. So you want to change what you believe, start speaking new things over yourself. The more and more you can speak truth over who you are, the more your brain follows the path of least resistance. That's what it's programmed to do. So when you start speaking positive over yourself every single day, this is why we speak affirmations, it becomes the shorter version to travel. So it's going to be the natural way the brain thinks, because it's easier. Stop comparing yourself to other people, to other people's journey, to how great other people write, to how pretty other people's perfect little filtered pictures are. Stop hiding. Oftentimes, when there's something going on internally with us or in our families, or there are things going on relationally in our lives that we don't want to talk about because all we can do is post the perfect stuff because that's all social media wants, we feel like a fraud. So get honest with yourself. The only person's permission you need is yourself. Some of y'all still trying to please your parents, still trying to please a spouse. You're still trying to please an ex-spouse. You're trying to please your kids. You're trying to please your boss. You're trying to please everyone around you. None of it matters. Because if you don't put yourself first, you can't put anyone else. You can't pour from an empty cup. So, oh, y'all don't, listen, I'm about to pass the offering plate. Y'all don't even know. This is why I do what I do. This is why I do what I do. Because I don't give a shit what anybody's told you. I don't even care what you believe about yourself right now because it's not true. Because I know what human potential is. I get to watch it play it out every single day. I get to watch a kid who wasn't supposed to walk, talk, eat, or do anything by herself do everything that a normal kid does, or neurotypical. I get to watch it every single day. I get to watch people like you create thriving businesses when everyone in their family told them it wasn't possible. I get to watch people like you lose hundreds of pounds when people said that they were destined to be overweight their entire lives. And they said, you know what? Not today. Listen, you know my business is called Embrace the Lion? Because there's a fucking lion in you. And you hold the key to let it out. I'm just here to rattle the damn cage. Take control of your own life. And you're going to help others take control of theirs. I said the F word, my bad. But not really. I use it with emphasis. I save it.
This is totally off topic. Sorry. Is the W on your middle finger?
Why?
Why? Just why? It made me laugh. I know it's remember why you started, but the why, not the W. Okay, but it could be like why, just why.
Right when the 7-year-old walked in. Of course, it was right when the 7-year-old walked in. Of course. I'm sorry.
Oh, he heard it. She heard it.
Who is that man with the tattoos using the profanity words?
You should have seen her little eyes. She was like,
Mama, I want to go to his church.
she just turned around and left the room like, I'm not supposed to be in here.
Mama's watching the HBO again.
I think though that everyone's quiet, which is odd. Definitely not like the first call. But it's because there is a lot of self-doubt lingering and the same things that have plagued you guys for such a long time. And Cody says things I want to say, but I can't say because then you'll be mad at me. But I really don't care if you're mad at me. I just want you to believe in yourselves. And if he says it, then you can like think he's funny and write on it. And, you know, hashtag truth bombs and great word and preach and all that stuff.
It's the dimples.
It's the dimples. It's something. Yeah. It's shaved and just looks good, you know.
Here's the deal. Everybody on this call and all of you that are watching on the replay, you're like these people, they've got 110% of my attention. You got like 60. But talk to me about how you're busy. What would it look like? I'm just throwing this out there. What would it look like if you just gave everything for 90 days? If you took control of your life, if you just committed to daily habits for 90, just a quarter of your life, not a quarter of your life, a quarter of your year. Just a quarter, just 3 months. April, May, June, 3 months. You committed to getting up 30 minutes earlier and walking through some personal development. If you committed to the time that you're on social media for your business, you're not scrolling, you're not consuming, you're not doing anything other than the action steps necessary to move your business forward. That you didn't get romantic about all the things that don't move it forward, even if they might be like daily vitals or whatever your team calls them. There's like all these different action steps, and I see 100 different PDFs from different teams on what you're supposed to do every day. What if you focus on the things that actually moved your business forward for 90 days? What if you got really intentional about your relationships for 90 days? What if you got really intentional in every area of your life for 90 days? Just what could happen? Do you know why people hire me and invest in me? Because they want to know what's possible in 90 days. They want to know what's possible in 180 days. They want to know what's possible in 360 days, 365. Well, let's say 360 because I take holidays off. Right? This isn't about some bullshit.
You're good.
I'm looking for kids. Hustle, 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 grind, 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 24/7. There's somebody working while you're sleeping and you got to be on the grind all the. It's not what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. I don't need you to work like so much harder. I need you to work smarter and more intentionally and more focused. I don't spend 4 hours in the gym. I usually spend like an hour and a half. And part of that's because we go to the sauna because we like to loosen up our muscles. We get our workouts done in an hour. Right? Why do we look the way that we do? It's our diet. So would you give everything on your eating for 90 days? What would happen if you just for 90 days? No, I made a commitment to Cody and a commitment to myself. I'm not gonna eat these oatmeal cream pies. I say that because that's my thing. Oh God, I love them. Love them since I was a kid. They're my jam. That and sea salt caramel chocolate. Son of a bitch. And whiskey. So, at any rate, what would happen if you just did 90 days and you just removed all the distractions? You know what I guarantee would happen? I like 100% guarantee you would happen if you actually showed up. You'd be more present with your kids if you have kids. You'd be more present with your significant other if you had one. You'd be more emotionally available to yourself. You'd be less stressed. You'd love yourself more. Part of the reason you're frustrated because you feel out of control. You feel like there's not enough hours in the day. And I'm here to tell you there are more than enough hours in the day. You just got to get focused. And you got to believe that you have the potential and the capacity and the capability and the tool sets in your toolbox to be that person. Because you do, and you are. You always have been. And you always will be. All right, I'm gonna stop talking because I'll just keep evangelizing.
No, it's good. It's great. I think we're looking for a formula, and there isn't a formula. It's just work. It has to be purposeful work, though. It has to be that, what you said. It's not quantity, it's quality. And so you can say it's not a full-time job, but the time that you give it has to be fully focused. So whatever you can give it can't be that I'm dipping my toe in. And this is not a dig at you, Carrie. There's not a book you can read to tell you to just do it. You just got to do it. Even if you don't think you're doing it right. But like that 12-week year is awesome because it helps you in 12 weeks to be really focused. What can you get done in that time? A lot of people talk about just being so productive while reading that book because it gives you the formula of like in 12 weeks, how can you seriously change your life, your business, your family, your everything? Because if you're fulfilled in what you're doing every day and the lives you're investing in, you're going to be more fulfilled in your home and you're going to be happier with your role as a mom, as a spouse, as a friend, because you're fulfilled in other areas. So 5-second rule. Oh, yeah, love that. I think that's been really good too. But I wrote that down: whiskey, sea salt chocolate, and oatmeal cream pies. Just keeping that up. I don't know what Amy's doing. She's flashing gang signs at us. So it's like, I don't know what's happening over there. So it's been an hour and a half. Oh, no, it hasn't. Sorry. We've almost hit the same time as we did last time Cody was on. So do you guys have questions, comments, conundrums? My son has already come in once and been like, "Are you done yet?" No, I'm not. But this pays the bills, so I win. Amy's at the ball field. Okay. So here's what I don't want to happen. I don't want you to get off this call and be like, "Oh, it was so good. It was amazing," and do nothing with it.
It's just one long dopamine hit. That's all it was. Just a one. That son of a gun, he got me.
So good. So good.
Here's what I want you to do.
Good.
Here's what I would love to see you do. I would love, for all of you that are dealing with that imposter syndrome, I would love for you to make the list and start writing that, journaling that every single day. I would love for you to speak affirmations for yourself every single morning. I would love for you to start reading. I don't care how long, but give yourself 30 minutes to read and journal. And you can divvy that however you'd like. I want you to give 100% in your workout, whatever 100% is to you. I want you to feel it every single day. For the next 90 days, I want you to take control of your eating habits. But Easter's coming up. Listen, Jesus didn't rise so you could eat shit.
That is, wait. That's a t-shirt.
No.
You're funny.
Go all in. Does that mean you got a meal prep? I don't know. If it makes it easier for you, we do. It's just because we got 3 kids in the house. Like, you just got a meal prep because you just won't eat if you don't, or you'll eat crap. Yeah, and listen, if you guys are going to tweet that, Facebook that, Instagram that, any of these quotes for tonight, just make sure you tag me. Listen, I'm on that hashtag team follow back. I'll connect with you. We'll be friends, in whatever way social media allows us to be friends, not like a weird way. Don't slide in my DMs like 20 million times. That's weird, okay? But you're welcome to say, "Hey, what's up?" Or if something resonates with you and you think of something later, you're like, would he be weirded out if I message him and just ask him a question? I'm never weirded out by that. It's always good. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Commit to this. Commit to 90. Dude, just commit to a quarter of the year. Because I'm telling you, haven't up to this point. Because I know people. Find somebody on this call. I don't care who it is. Find somebody on this call or in this team that you can be accountable. I mean, hell, you know somebody because you got on this team, so somebody signed you up. Find somebody that you can hold yourself accountable to, and then you got to be honest. That's the hard part. And don't slide. Don't give each other excuses. Don't do any of that. Lauren will tell you I don't do excuses at all. Why? Because as a coach, I'm not here for her excuses. I'm here for action. She gives me excuses. We have a conversation about it. But you know what I love about Lauren? Never gives me excuses. Always takes massive action. To the point where, like, I recommend books and she buys all of them because she's going to read them. And we're going to walk through all of them.
He's going to walk over. He and Kayla coming over.
Yep, we're going to walk on over from Oklahoma.
I'm from there.
Yeah, I know, Miss Oklahoma. Calm down. Yeah. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know Lauren was Miss Oklahoma? You're like, oh, God. No, she's told us like a million times. If there's one thing we know, it's that she was Miss Oklahoma. I didn't know, but I don't really follow my own state's pageants. I'll figure.
It was teen. Not even a big deal.
I mean, I think it's a big deal. I think it's real big. One time I did win a piano contest at the YMCA in 5th grade. So, I mean, I'm not like bragging, but kind of the same thing. I wore a corduroy suit with long coattails that I got from the thrift store that was 3 sizes too big, but it was all I could afford. Yeah. It was $3. It's pretty awesome. Just rolled up the sleeves in the pants and just looked like a kid from Little Rascals. Anyways, let's not talk about my pain.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I know. It's funny. It's true story. I'm glad it's funny to you.
Just mean.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna call my therapist. Come into this. Also, you see how much fun we're having on this call? But you know how it was also really, really informative? You know how it also like made some of you tear up? You know how we feel deeply connected now? Like, I think you probably all feel like, man, I wish I could just get like on a call and just chat some things out and try to work out some stuff with my life and business. That's why I want all of your coaching calls to be. Commit to that.
Not whining and complaining and excuses, but like, dude, let's figure this out.
Yeah, and
let's not calling anybody out again. Not saying anybody.
And here's the thing. Like, I know a lot of you think that I just improvise this and like, man, he's just kind of off the cuff. I have copious amounts of notes of everything that I'm going to talk about on every single call that we're on together. I just intertwine it with stories and funniness because I'm watching you. And when you start to drift off, I start to, I'll pull into a funny story or something, and then I'll pull back into it. Or when I feel like there's something I need to press deeper into emotionally, because I can see I can watch your eyes, because I have you on like the Brady Bunch thing right now. And I can watch your eyes and scan and see where you're at. And if something I can tell is emotionally pulling at you, like even the questions that we've had, have you noticed how I lean in? I talk a little bit quieter. I get a little bit more intimate. All of that is incredibly intentional. So outside of the things that I'm actually teaching you, look at the things that are nuanced in how you lead your team calls. People will not leave when they feel like they're part of a community. People will push forward when they feel like they're a part of a team. When they catch the vision, when they catch the win, and when they know what the goalpost looks like. Your job is not to make them do anything. It's not to twist their arm. It's to hold them accountable to the things that they said they would do. And to inspire and to motivate as the leader that you are and that you are becoming. And I'm done.
Now you can drop your pen. All right. Well done. 9:25. What is that? Dropping the mic. It doesn't drop. All right, guys. Look, you stayed on the whole time. I'm so impressed. I'm so proud. Some may have fallen asleep. Yep.
Nope, not a damn one fell asleep. Not on my call. Not on my time, people. Listen.
Where's Jackie?
I know Lauren's is gonna wrap this call up. Before she wraps it up with her benediction, and the Lord bless you and keep you, make his face shine upon you, be gracious to you, turn his countenance towards you, and give you peace. Because I know that's what she's gonna do. It's what she always does. Number 6. I will say this. It is. I'm going to put my PayPal link over here for anybody who wants to tie. I will tell you the Holy Spirit is tracking it, but it's up to you. You know what? It's literally your eternity. It really doesn't matter. But let me go ahead and put that over here. Listen, I appreciate you. I appreciate you staying on this call. It says a lot about your character and who you're wanting to become. It says a lot about how you're wanting to grow your business, but not only how you're wanting to grow your business, how you're wanting to influence others, because that's why you got into this business. If there's any way that I can serve you through your journey, understand. Anybody that is on this call, I'm 100% committed to you, as I'm 100% committed to Lord. And so if we can serve you in any way, please let us know. It's an honor to be on this journey with you. It is an honor to serve you. I appreciate who you are and who you are becoming. Thank you for your time.
And we're out. Remember that last part and the way that you serve others. Okay? They're not just a sale, they're a person. And you invest in them for the long term. So, Kayla, nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you.
You laugh like Twyla. I thought it was Twyla laughing and it was you. Love
You're
it.
so funny all the time.
Hey, well,
Stop.
it. All right, you're right. Everybody who stayed on is awesome. And I did the comment I made, not about you being 5'6", was that it's interesting to see the people who are consistently on the calls are also the people who are most invested in their business and who are growing and who are passionate. Isn't that funny? Funny. So
It's really funny. Yeah, funny.
I know, right? Funny, haha. I'm like, funny crap. Want 90 million more of you guys on here. So I want to keep you guys. My son is texting me now to ask about why can't he play Xbox. So peace out. Love seeing your faces and have an awesome Monday. And go Kinsey Ray. Hit a homer. Bye.